Hi, welcome to Pony Play Go, and this week we'll be looking at how 3-3 Joseki works on the 13 by 13 board. So we already know that 3-3 Joseki is being used commonly on the 19 by 19 board, especially by professional players. But how does this Joseki actually works on the 13 by 13 board? So we'll first look at how this Joseki is being played out on the 19 by 19 board. Then we look at how AI thinks about this Joseki on the smaller board. So on a 19 by 19 board, you see players playing on the star point very often, and against the star point, you can start invading as early as move number 5. Yes, that's very early. So in the past, humans think that this Joseki should be played out like this. Ta 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 ta. So after this variation, they think that this is a super important move and they honey on the second line. But this honey is actually a bad trade for black is because after white's tiger's mouth, this piece of wall looks super strong and is completely invulnerable. Alright, any approaching stone near this piece of wall will be attacked very harshly. You can see that this stone can't even do a 2-space extension, and yeah, white can just attack him and you can't really do anything towards this white stone, and black is kind of stuck. Alright, so somehow humans just miss out the fact that they don't have to play this honey at the bottom. Okay, so they can just play elsewhere on the board. You can just extend one more time and then you play a split over here. Alright, so after this variation, if white tries to play elsewhere, black can just continue attacking this piece of wall, and this piece of wall is not a thickness anymore. This can be attacked after this variation. So what does AI suggest after this? So AI suggests that you can just extend over here. Alright, just give black the whole corner, but white will have the next biggest move on the board. White gets Sente. Okay, you can choose to guard your corner like this, you can play like this, up to whites. Okay, another popular way to play is a double honey. So a double honey will actually gives the white, it will help the white to regain the corner of the board. Alright, but at the expense of a Sente. White will give Sente to the black stone and black can play elsewhere on the board. Alright, especially when he has a flower over here and he gets the next biggest move. This is actually okay for black. Alright, so when we look at both variation that's suggested by AI, there's nothing for black to complain about. Either you get a corner, one full corner, alright, or you get a flower over here with a Sente. Okay, both variations are actually okay for the black stone. So is this Joseki actually viable on a smaller board such as 13 by 13? Now we shall move on to the 13 by 13 board. So this is a 13 by 13 board on Zilla 0, and I'm running a Kata Go engine. Komi is set at 7.0 points because if I set it at 7.5 points, the win rate just favors white too much. So there are two main situations that we have to look out for. One is a cross corner and the other is an adjacent corner. So let's say if we play go like this, the cross corner, then the 3-3 invasion is a good move straight up, because once you play this Joseki, the white piece of wall over here right now, it doesn't have any stone to complement with it. So without any complementing stone, this stone is not very useful right now on the board. It doesn't give white a very big piece of territory. So this is actually very good for the black stone. Alright. So if we move on to the adjacent corner, let's say that white plays over here right now, you can see that the AI actually suggested playing on a low approach. And the reason is because if you play on a 3-3 straight away, then this will give white a thick piece of wall over here right now, which complements with the star point on the top. So if he plays like this and you just play normally like how you play on the 19 by 19 board, then there are a ton of ways that white can exploit this shape later on in the game. So let's say if white just tries to guard his corner and get a Moyo, it's very difficult for the black stone to just invade over here right now, because there's a lot of way that white can exploit this shape. Let's say if he played this is Sente for the white stone. He can double Hane because this is Sente. This is Sente again. It's so brutal. Alright, all these moves are just Sente straight up, and he can start to counter attack this stone. You can see that black win rate is not very high. Alright, so to prevent complications, we will just play on the low approach over here right now. So white won't have a thick wall over here. The recommended move for white is to play a Kema over here right now, and black can just move on elsewhere on the board. Let's say you got the corner over here, you just attack the corner. This is quite playable for the black stone. Alright. if white plays this 3-3, then there is this interesting variation over here right now, whereby black can just play a second line extension, forcing white to play over here. Okay, so if white play this, then this is a tiger's mouth that's pointing towards the left side of the board. Okay, if white just defend this, then black can just play fierce attack over here right now, or he can just choose to surround the center over here with a 2-space extension. If white defend this, then there is an invasion over here right now. You can see that the win rate for black just goes all the way up to somewhere around 48%, close to 50. All right. So in conclusion, if both player plays on a crisscross corner, then just play on the 3-3. This is good for black straight up. All right. If it's adjacent corner, then we will play on the low approach instead of a 3-3. All right. Thank you for watching this video. So for next week, we'll be covering on how AI deals with a Komuku on a smaller board. If you want to watch it, then hit the subscribe button to follow our channel.